Hey, greetings, everyone. My name is Tony Holowitz, and a certain subject has come up quite a bit in the last few years, and I just want to talk about it very briefly. So, I've had a lot of people that have talked to me about using Act, and they're using older versions of Act, and they say, you know what, I don't want to upgrade my version of Act, even though it might have some new features and tools that I might be able to use, because I'm going to be retiring soon. And when they say that to me, I'm like, yeah, okay, I get that. Old versions of Act you could buy once you owned it, you never had to update it. Today, when you buy Act software, it is a subscription, and they really have three options for you. They have a cloud option, which is their least expensive option. They have a desktop option, which is more expensive. It's like old traditional Act software. Keep in mind, Act has been around for more than 35 years, and it was installed software that went on your hard drive on your computer, and you can now get that, but it's a yearly subscription. And it's approximately $470 per year for one user. The cloud version is $360 a year. Yes, there are some discounts when you upgrade in the first year, but setting those aside for a minute, when you look at Act and you think, geez, I don't want to pay a yearly subscription, I get that. I can understand that. But having said that, you are losing some things, but the thing you've got to think about is, well, you're retiring. And at the end of the day, when you stop using Act, if you have a subscription and the subscription expires, what happens to your data? Well, this is what you can do. And a lot of people don't realize this. So first of all, you can export all of your field data. So for example, if you have a lot of fields, even if they're custom fields, things you've created from scratch, all of that information can be exported to an Excel file. So things like a company name, a contact name, their email, their phone numbers, and any fields that are inside of Act can be exported to Excel so you have a permanent record. But where it starts to get tricky is this. If you have underlying information like notes or histories or old activities and you want a record of all the things that have occurred in your past, and you look at Act like your diary, well, one of the things you won't get and can't get is that information exported. But there is a workaround. In a nutshell, what you have the ability to do is run a report for all your contacts. So all that underlying information, all your notes and history is in that report. Now, a report can be printed out, but I don't recommend that. When you create the report, you can create the report as a PDF file. And that PDF file can be very big, but you can save it instead of as a document, you can save it as a PDF file. And at the end of the day, that PDF file, even though it might have a lot of information in it, it's searchable and you can find information inside a PDF. Not just an Act PDF, but any kind of PDF. You can search for information, a specific name, a note, something of that nature. So you can search for things. Is it the best situation? No, absolutely not. But the other thing that I want you to think about is with the cloud version of Act, which is $360 a year, that is a fairly small price to pay to keep your life history, your business history, around for use. The other thing that I suggest to people is this. If you have a cloud account of Act, again, $360 a year, that has all of your data, what about selling your business information? Depending on what you do, is there a value to all that data you have in your database? And sometimes when I mention this part to people, they stop and they think about it. It's like, hey, I never really thought about that. Because if you have a cloud version, and let's say someone wants to buy it from you, whatever that amount might be, you can eventually just transition that account over to that person, put it in their name, let the billing go through them. So now you have access to all the Act data in the cloud, which you can then sell to another person or company or business. So all of a sudden, you think differently about Act and how it can work with you during retirement. The other thing to think about is Act has some built-in tools, and one of those tools is an email marketing tool. Let's say you want to work a couple days a month, and one day you're just going to send out an email saying, hey, do you need anything? Just a reminder, this is what I sell. These are the products or services I offer. Now, if you can send out things once a month by email and just tell people this is what you do and see if you get an order, and if you don't get an order, who cares? You're retired or you're cutting back. So now all of a sudden, the idea of ACT, either to sell your business and all the data or to work part-time in your retirement, why not? My experience has been a lot of the people I work with, they often say to me, I'm not sure what I'm going to do when I retire. And the beauty of ACT in the cloud is it follows you. All you need is a web browser to log in and get to work. And if you need help with that kind of thing, I can show you how to set up an email that automatically goes out at the beginning of the month, every single month, say the next year. So you can automate it so you don't really have to do anything. So there are some things you can do with ACT that are really amazing in your retirement. So you might think about some of this stuff a little bit differently. So if you have any questions, reach back to me. Again, it's a different concept, a different way of thinking, but don't be afraid of ACT. Don't be afraid of acting. You might be able to use it a little bit different in your retirement as your time permits. I know I'm in the Boston area, and I always think, geez, when I retire, I'll never really retire because I enjoy what I do. I teach, I reach out to people, but I can cut back my schedule. So there's actually in the new version of ACT, there's a calendar software. So you can actually put your calendar out there and let people book time with you. You don't have to do a thing. It's just going to show up on your ACT calendar. And you can limit that calendar. So you've got a lot of options down the road as someone who's thinking about retiring. And the more you know about this, the better off you'll be. Okay, my friends, I just wanted to give you a couple things to think about, and I appreciate your time. And you have a great day. Be well. Bye now.